Hello. Welcome back to the Big Fat Sidekick channel. I'm so pleased to be reading again for you today. Okie dokie, so we're going to look at a very sensitive subject with the Sadiq Khan. Sadiq Khan? Anyway, but before we do that, we'll just have a bit of a waffle, and I've got an update as well for you. So, firstly, amazing. Thank you for all your hypes, okay? I can't tell you how much it means to me as well. It's like giving me your last sweetie in the, in the packet. And I thank you very much, okay? Apparently, I had 5 in the top 100. Do you know what I keep thinking about? Top of the Pops, do you remember when it was the top 10 and then top 20? If you weren't in the top 20, you was a goner, it was never coming out. But so thank you. And I will be responding as well. I have seen them, some of them, but I had a busy day yesterday. So basically... well, I was up at the crack of dawn, 7:30 to get a taxi in the morning to go to get my scan done. And of all the places that was far out, the furthest to reach was Beverley. Anyway, so goes in the taxi, fine, gets out the taxi, and between paying the taxi driver and getting out the car, I got his life story. He was having an endoscopy at 2:30 that day, and all his worries and everything just poured out of him once I took my headphones off. Anyway, I didn't know what to say. I thought, my first thing in my mind was, lucky you're going home. Can't say that to somebody, can you? So I turned around and I just went, you haven't got anything wrong with you until the doctor tells you so. I went, and then if you don't get the news that you want when he tells you so, you just take it a little bit at a time and just go from there. Anyway, that was the best advice I could give. So anyway, orders my taxi home. Anyway, I saw this bloke in a car. Want a normal taxi, didn't have a taxi sign on it, looked dodgy as hell. So I thought, that can't be my taxi. Anyway, I saw a taxi, but that wasn't mine either. Anyway, he winds down the window and he's shouting at me, hey, love. I thought, well, I won't tell you what I thought, but anyway, so I approached the car, and he's got a rucksack on his front seat. Do you know what? Everything just screamed wrong to me. So I turned around and I went, where's your ID card? I'd like to see your ID card. I ain't got one. I went, don't give me that. I went, you have to have one from the licensing authority. You see, I ran a taxi company with my husband when he was a taxi driver for 15 years. So I know what I'm talking about. I did all the paperwork. Anyway, and I know the process when a customer rings you and books a taxi and what's said in between. So anyway, I'd booked to go via McDonald's. That's what I wanted. I thought, while I'm out there, I'll get myself a sausage and egg McMuffin. Now, I know you think, oh, well, that's going to cost a fortune, but there is a McDonald's in Beverley, and it was on the way out, or I don't know where it was. I didn't get to go there in the end. Anyway, so he's driving round and round, and he's asking me the address, and I've typed it in Google, and I've given him that. I went, haven't you got a sat-nav? No. This, that, and the other. Oh my God, honestly, it was a nightmare. After 10 minutes, I just turned around and I went, do you know what? I ain't got time for this. I give up. Just take me home. So, anyway, he did. Gets outside my house, and he goes to charge me £2.10, more than it was on the way there. So I said, well, I only paid a set amount, 25. So I said, I only paid a set amount, and I'd normally give a tip, and I wouldn't be bothered, but anyway, £2.10. So I said, no, I'm giving you what I give the last driver. So he said, but he's pointing to the phone. He can't even speak English. Pointing to the phone. So I just turned around and went, do you want me to be ringing your boss? I went, it's not my fault you don't know where McDonald's was. Anyway, got home. It gets worse. My brother's had his jaw smashed in. My grandma's in hospital. I've been told to expect the worst. So it's all going on. This bloody Halloween party I might have to cancel. I'm going to go spend some time with my grandma, and you know, I have to support my job, well, my son through it as well. You know, he's going to be well, I don't know. I never had a funeral until my mum, so I had my nana's, but that was years ago. I don't know. So he'll have had two in less than a year. Terrible, isn't it? Terrible. But anyway, you know, we're still going on. Look, if I'm not on for the next few days for whatever reason, please don't worry. I have a lot on my plate in the next 48 hours, 72 hours. I really do, so, but bear with me. Okay, finally. If you haven't fallen asleep by then, I've got bored, switched over, watching two screens at the same time. Okay. How's Sadiq feeling about this roaming scandal that's just getting worse by the day? Well, he knows that as head of the police, it's going to be his head that rolls it, has to. I also think he's meeting with the police as well. I see that the police are finally coming round to doing their job. Now, we had generations of people, police people, who were good at their job, thorough, you know, old school, wanted to do the right thing, you know, for the majority of them. And then you've got this new generation, this, you know, woke, lesbian, gay, whatever, you know, wearing multicoloured things, wearing makeup on dress, wanting to go into a woman's toilet, you know, knocking up people at 3 o'clock in the morning for something they've tweeted. That's what they've been brought into, that's what they're seeing, that's what is their normal as well. And that's what worries me, the gap between the police, you know, in our day, and up to about 10 years ago, 15 years ago maybe, to what the young ones going in, or the newbies, are seeing. You know, it's like that sets their level and their precedence. The back's already up before they go to a protest, you know. They're already counteracting what they're going to say regarding tweets, or, you know, all the silly hate crimes that are being done. And there are some silly ones, you know. I mean, obviously it's meant there for a reason, but it's been used against us. How do the police feel about Sadiq today? There's going to be a full investigation of the police as well. I kind of feel that the police do want to make arrests, but they need somebody else to give it the go-ahead. And that seems to be Sadiq Khan, what we're going to do. You know, several things. They need to start prosecuting and processing people straight away through the court system. That can't be done until something with Sadiq. And I also feel like as well as dealing with 9,000 cases, I mean, that might just be reported, or it might be actually unreported, because the police at the time would have been logging these crimes under different aspects. Okay, so instead of an essay, it would be the victim was a public order, or drunk and disorderly, or, you know, there's always something that they can, it's moving their figures. Okay, it's massaging your statistics, and that's what happens. You know, that's how they can claim a reduction in crime, or even try to deny that it's happening in the first place. I mean, 9,000 people, victims, they didn't just appear out of thin air. So there's going to be a massive inquiry as well into the police and how they've handled it, and for Sadiq as well. What does Sadiq, what is he hiding? Sheer incompetence doesn't can't speak out, can't speak out, can't answer questions. He's a coward, and so he knows what he knew what was going on, but the idiot doesn't know how to sort it, how to deal with it, what action should be taken. Because instead of just saying, the law is black and white, if it's in law, you ain't got no choice, okay? Like, I'm not talking small stuff. You've got no choice. You have to, it's black or white, it's there. But what he's been doing is trying to stave everything off, keep it away, stay, because of this certain religion. I'm getting doesn't want to stir the hornet's nest. Well, I'm afraid there are more and more victims going to come out, and more victims going to come out. The problem what you've got with a lot of other victims, okay, is that they feel coming forward they'll lose more than they gain, that nobody's interested, nobody, that it's their fault, that it's their shame, that, and those kind of feelings are horrendous as well. And these victims some come from, I'd say the majority actually, because you've got social workers involved. So these victims come from homes of abuse, violence, violence between, parents, having to witness, constant arguing and people at each other's throats. They're in the care system as well for a reason, for those reasons. Now, the problem is with these victims is, and it's like this applies to me and you maybe as well, is that when you've been in a situation of fear, anxiety, abuse, trauma, in your childhood, it gets wired into you that you are a bad person, that you are at fault, that you are to blame, and that's how the brain's wired. It's actually an illness as well, and affects quite a lot of people with the personality disorder, emotional instability. Anyway, so this is going to make it really, really difficult. It's what keeps victims away from the police. And it's such a high-profile case as well. You've got an MP in Parliament calling these victims liars. It's not like the olden days where, a pervert touches you and you go to the police, okay? It's not like that. These people who are carrying out these things, they work in groups, it's manipulation, it's getting them drunk, it's getting them hooked on drugs, it's getting them trafficked, and so these victims, it's just a new behaviour style, okay? One that the world does not feel comfortable with, most wouldn't understand, because this is the mindset of somebody who's been through hell and then has had another personal hell thrown upon them as well. So given the fact that they've been through what they have, then you get their own government attacking them. The police, not taking it seriously and further telling it, each victim would have been told that there would be insufficient evidence for the Crown Prosecution Service. That's what they do. So, yeah, I mean, they're just treated with scepticism. The social worker ain't got time to deal with them. Anybody in position of authority, such as doctors, nurses, police, out like that, they're not going to trust at all. They're going to see as the enemy because they was trained that way today. Don't tell that this'll happen, that'll happen if you say that. It's ingrained in them. So definitely there are, I'd say, you could triple that. I'd say easily. In fact, I don't know, I see 100,000, you know. More than that, look, more than that. Poor decisions. Because that'll be a scandal as well when you find out, you know, that half the victims have had their, instead of claims of this, have been put down to that. Absolutely horrific, I tell you. But there will be justice. What's Sadiq fearing? I'm processing this. What's he fearing? If he is a woman who is going to strike out at him? I think this is a woman who represents people with mental health issues. So she wants to expose evil. And I also feel like his attitude, you know, towards women. That's interesting. Like he just sees them as evil, and you know, you shouldn't speak and say that. You shouldn't do this. You have to be covered up. You can't go out the house. You have no freedoms. Whatever, you know. He does not like women. How does you know? Will Sadiq Khan be exposed for his hatred of women? Oh, people are going to start leaking, okay? People are going to start leaking. Look, there is talk of this. There's hidden discussions. I also feel like there's an expose as well. I'm getting like the government. But I also feel it's... things are on record, you know, with the Met Police and Sadiq Khan. Not every conversation would have been down a dark corridor or, you know, pigeons sent with messages. No, it's going on in his own backyard. And I keep getting, it's more than that. It's more than his hatred of women. It's more than that. That's what I get. It's more than that. Because that just doesn't affect him. It affects Labour as well, you know. Starmer. Starmer, because of Prime Minister, I'll say, his position, okay? So, if Khan goes down, he'll take Starmer with him. Is that right? Absolutely, you know. Friends, they discussed it, the social, or was social. And I'd say yes, because, you know, there would be a lot of people, you know, coming out. I just see friends speaking out. Heads are going to roll. Sadiq will end up taking Starmer down with him. And I keep hearing him say, well, I'm very happy about it. I'm very happy about it. So he'll be acknowledging something, not acknowledging what's gone on in the scandal itself. I think he's part way there with that, but I don't know. I'm glad. I'm glad that's the way. That'll be interesting. Oh, is he saying that because of the investigation? There's going to be an inquiry, not just into grooming, but also into, like I say, Sadiq, Starmer, the police. What next for Sadiq? Yeah, he's going to lose his job. Good. We know that's on the way out. And darlings, that is sooner rather than later. We said what's coming up. I'm expecting like in days, a couple of weeks. How will Starmer feel when Khan's ousted? Still want to be friends. Still want to be friends. Might say that they're still going to work together. I think Starmer will say that there's another job in the pipeline, or, you know, another role. Yes or no, universe? Does Starmer put Khan elsewhere? We can't just get rid of him like that, can he? This is what happens when somebody knows all your business, you know. All of a sudden you're imprisoned by them. And I think that's exactly what it is, you know. He goes down, Starmer goes with him. But he's going to lose his position. Is Khan going to go in as an MP, maybe? I've always said he would. Get an obsession here. He's angry enough to do it. He's angry enough to do it. But you know what? I just feel like he'll only be doing it because he doesn't want to, you know, it's more like a move around in government. Sadiq Khan may say, oh, it's a step up and everything. But at the end of the day, it's so that it doesn't make Sadiq look like he's been ousted completely. So he's given a bit of, validation or support. I mean, Starmer telling you he's going to support you is not good, but that's where he wants to be anyway. By offering him or saying that, you know, he's needed elsewhere for his contribution and everything, that it's a positive mood, not moon. When have we got a moon? Full moon? I don't know, but anyway, we'll keep the date in that. How long we're talking about, universe? Give me a time period. It's on its way. I've just had a flash of Sadiq Khan in like a press conference. There's blood at the back of him. Going to make an announcement. It's on its way. Is that Aunt Middleton? He's got a lot of support. So the story is about mainly him moving on. Victory for somebody's success. Very soon, within a month. Something is exposed, okay, within the next month. Something is exposed as well. But I do, you know, I see hidden things. So I'd watch out, Ant, because they might try and defame you as well. Why would it tell me that? A destructive woman who's hiding something. Being unrealistic, but we're having a victory. Well, that sounds like it. Is that one of our politicians? No. Somebody's going to have to come out and deny something. Is Aunt Middleton going to be the next mayor? No, he's got problems here. I said that before, didn't I? A woman will come out because, you know, I don't believe anything anymore. These people just make up stories, get paid to destroy somebody. You know, set them up, entrap them. I'm getting false claims against Aunt Middleton. So watch out there, Auntie. Is it a female that goes for me? I'm getting somebody younger. Oh, I like this person. They're real young. But they've got such an old soul, a wise soul as well. You know, I think we would find this person reassuring as well. Even though, I keep going, even though they're young. Even though they're young. That's what I get, young. I don't know if we know that this young man is... Well, I don't know how the sexuality would come into it, but that's what I'm getting. But I think it doesn't matter to me. So I don't know why I said that, okay? I don't know why. It's right on top of a card here that says they're hiding something, and that could be Aunt Middleton. I get a lot of support and reassurance, and it's not just like in the spirit world, because he's got a massive amount of people behind him. If you're just doing the same thing day in after day, you only need one person in spirit, you know, to be around you, because there's not much going on and you don't bring change, or you don't shake it up, or, you know, do something different. So this guy is really, really busy and had a lot of experience with things, and his spirit family are just flowing to him, you know, flowing to him. So it's all there in the background. And it's all here as well on air for him. I think, oh, I got the 2 thumbs there. I think he gets a thumbs up. Family man, you know, you trust him. Maybe even a bit of religion, so I don't know where the sexuality comes in, but it doesn't matter to me. Okay, what does Starmer fear most about Khan? That Khan wants in as an MP and doesn't wants to claim success, but there is none. Starmer can't claim any success for London at all, apart from the destruction. However, I'm getting as well that Sadiq coming into Starmer's world, okay, Parliament, he's not earned, you know. He's not earned, so Starmer's feeling like he just wants to get, Khan wants in without ever doing the work, you know, ever lobbying, getting a vote, you know, stuff like that. So, what does he fear? If he hears that Starmer isn't, Sadiq isn't telling him everything as well. Starmer doesn't want to know the problems until it's absolutely undeniable and put in front of his plate. How does Starmer feel about these victims? He wants the end of it. Right now he sees the end of it, you know. All he had to do was, you know, compromise it, fair trial and all shit like that. That's terrible. Another investigation. It's going to end him, okay? It's going to end him. What's coming up for Starmer regarding this case and Sadiq? You're going to get a few leaks, okay? You're going to get a few leaks. Part of it's fantasy, part of it's not. Does Starmer go at the same time or around, you know, within days or before Sadiq Khan? Well, people aren't giving up, you know, on giving Starmer a hard time. He can't get out of this one. He can't you know, walk away. How do the police feel about Starmer? I see money here. Something you often do. Well, that's turning a blind eye, isn't it, lately, on everything. They're going to have to start putting the, you know, deal with the families as well. So you haven't just got victims, you've got families as well. And that must be difficult for the families if they've had, you know, a chaotic upbringing. Something you often do. Talking to families, addressing families. Educating families. You don't need to educate victims, okay? I know what they've done. They've had to refer themselves to the police investigation, okay? They've had to refer themselves. What will be the outcome of that for Sadiq? Enough to make you want to, you know, do something. I see vulnerable, okay? They're going to a lot of drugs, a lot of insecurity, a lot of vulnerability, a lot of abuse, a lot of people on medication, you know, having to cope with this. People who have taken their lives. And even more to come, you know. Can you imagine having to deal with all that stuff in your head? And it never goes away. That kind of self-torture and beating yourself up and worrying all the time, you know, blaming yourself. If somebody doesn't ring you back and straight away it's like, what have I done? Have I upset them? You know, it's terrible having to live like that. And it is some kind of illness as well. And I think once you know that and where it comes from and why, you can do something about it. Personality disorders never go away. They can be controlled, some of them, and managed. That's the best you can hope for. Yeah, something they often do, referring themselves to this, referring themselves to that. Oh, it's all coming out. It's all going to be bad as well. But this is what needs to happen, okay? All needs to get so much worse. Let's go right to the bottom, you know, of the worst feelings. And then justice starts appearing, you know, thanks to everybody involved who have not give up and been at this for 10, 15, 20 years, you know. And once it all explodes, you get a cleaning up, and then victims can finally, they don't recover. They just compartmentalise it. They don't recover. The feelings are there. You can go back and dwell on them and suffer anytime you like. But we do. We compartmentalise, don't we? Okay, can we have some headlines, please, universe? Next headline for Sadiq Khan. That he's kidding himself, he's lied, you know, basically used trickery as well. Told you there's something wrong with these figures. There's more than that. Much more. I mean, if you think about it nationally, for every victim that's come forward, I will tell you now, there's probably 3 or 4 that didn't. Headlines for Starmer. All falling apart. He has to pick up their pieces. You know, the younger ones. I'm getting the younger ones. His own parties, everybody in Parliament just, you know, sees this as something you just can't go beyond. And I mean, why aren't the press, you know, linking it like to his other cases, like the post office scandal where people have died, you know, so convicted wrongly due to an error that was already known about. And then you've got the, you know, Jimmy with his medal round his neck. He was part of that as well. I think a lot of people will start bringing things up. Right, most importantly, what's the outcome? What we know what challenges these girls and boys, you know, have. And don't forget, you know, some of them will be in their 20s, 30s now. Maybe 40s, you know, depending on how bad this is going back. What goes for the victims? What goes for them? Refusing to, you know, to sit this one out. They don't want to be on a pity party or a drama party or, you know, a theatred party where everybody's all acting their roles. So the fact that they've used their wisdom, they know their knowledge, they know what's real, and they can see as well what, you know, they recognise a cover-up when they see it. So that goes in their favour. Now, it's hard to say what will be the outcome for these victims. Every experience will be different. Some will get over it, some won't get over it. And even more, you would have more unaliving to come, because it's repeating trauma. It enforces somebody's self-worth, you know, all negative thoughts. Now, the only reason that I'm thinking that is because I see a couple of victims who are like, right, their truth's come out and I can't face it, I'm off. And that will happen to a few victims. Bless them all. And then, do you know what? They'll have victims that are victims, but are included in as being a victim for all the reasons I said. What will be the outcome? Will the victims receive true justice in the inquiry evidence gathering? Can't say about the personal lives. I'm getting really unhappy here. It's like a nightmare that's never going to end. So you could have cases where it's been compromised. Hey, is it true that grooming offenders have tried to infiltrate themselves into this inquiry, or with organisations connected? They're everywhere. They're everywhere. I'm getting 7 at least. That's only 7 that you know of. The absolute strategicness of it all, you know, putting people in place to sway things. And I think that's what it is, more misery for these victims. They have to wait a long time. You know, the victims themselves aren't bothered about Sadiq Khan or Starmer. Yeah, they know that they're to blame at the end of it. But it's they're seeing it into the future, you know, future children, future experiences, future attacks, assaults. And it's happening right in front of our eyes. It's happening in broad daylight. And we're letting it because we don't know what to do. Okay, outcome for Labour, Starmer, Sadiq Khan, overall, what will be the outcome of this? Great change, great change. Like I say, we've had enough. Time for Labour to go. Change must come. And lessons must be learned. And new procedures invented, adopted, you know, created to support people. Okay, to support people. That young lad, he wants to support people. Bless him. Keep going. He's really nice. Got lovely, lovely energy. He's wide open. He's wide open. That means he hasn't been traumatised. He hasn't been abused. He might have been bullied at school, but, you know, he's had a clean thought, brain process. He's okay. He's innocent. Shy with the girls, I say. Shy with the girls. Okay, guys, that's it from me. I'll be back soon with another reading. Thank you for all your hypes. Thank you for enduring the first few minutes of my video. Just needed to know that I've got a busy couple of days, so I might take a few days off. If I do, I'll be back Sunday, Monday. with a load more videos. Okay, guys, that's it from me. Bye now. Bye-bye.